you dear listener, and welcome to the fifth episode of the DataCentered Podcast. This week, I'm sitting here with Gijsbert and Bas. Welcome to the both of you.
Thank you.
Hello.
How are you both doing, Gijsbert? How are you?
I'm fine.
Yes?
Yes.
Very good. And you, Bas?
I'm fine too, yeah.
Did you enjoy the weather?
Yeah, the sun is shining a lot, and that means we are generating a lot of power through our solar panels.
Oh, yes, that's always great news.
Yeah.
That was great news. So that solar power got used for what?
Yeah, we can't really choose what each watt is being used for, but yeah, on Saturday we had a current record of 2,000 kilowatt hours over the day.
So,
which is a lot. Not a lot for a data center company, but it's still a lot of energy that's being used for racks, for servers, for cooling.
yeah, that's
And how much is being used for cooling?
Yeah, that depends on the data center exactly.
Yeah, but like for Toronto, for example.
Well, we strive for a PUE of 1.4. I think it's a bit lower in the current weather. So
Okay.
the 0.4 part is for cooling.
Right, so it could almost cover all the cooling needs.
Yeah, not quite, but I think on the peak moments, especially here in Meppel, where we are now, we could have generated enough power for at least half an hour or an hour for all the cooling in the data center.
Oh, cool.
all right. That sounds good.
Yeah.
It's a great start to the summer.
Yeah,
then, I guess.
exactly. Yeah,
And you already mentioned that we are sitting here in Meppel.
yeah.
We are sitting, as you can see, if you're watching the YouTube video, we are sitting in a different spot this time. We just wanted to try something new. For the past 4 episodes, we've been in the studio, or at least the thing that we call the studio. And now we are in our what do you call this?
The office. This is the R&D office. This is, I think, the most luxurious place we have in the company.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so
With
too.
the best furniture and the best plants and the most light.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, most light, curtains are closed. But
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
could have opened the curtains actually.
No,
you
we
would have
can't.
seen the gray
Why
sky.
not?
It doesn't work with the cameras.
Ah,
It's too much
nice
light.
backgrounds. You could see the train.
Yeah, you could. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like way more light outside than it is here.
Okay.
So it doesn't work. You just get like a white spot,
Yeah.
or we are really dark. That's kind of the choices that you have to make. But this is like the meeting area for R&D, or at least also for the NOC department also meets here.
Yeah, I think a lot of
sometimes.
departments have meetings in this
Yeah,
location. Yeah.
I think so too.
You also have a giant screen here, but you can't see it really.
Yeah, you can't see it, but thanks anyway for
We'll put a picture on it, right?
Yeah, we'll put a picture of
More
the.
for
Put it in the show notes.
Wait, I think I'll make a picture right now, and I can edit it in.
Yeah.
We're currently choosing the background of it
Yeah,
for the wallpaper.
looks very nice. You can see all the cables. So it's very nice.
Yeah, there are not many cables here actually, so
not many or
no,
too
not
many.
many.
No.
Of course not.
No, not many cables in this data center. I guess we move on to the first news topic,
Mhm.
which is AMD announces open sourcing of its GPU software stack and documentation, including MES. And for those who do not know what MES means, it's a micro engine scheduler. It's a component of AMD's GPU architecture that manages the scheduling of tasks or workloads on the GPU's micro engines. And the micro engines are basically responsible for executing various operations, such as the graphics rendering, the compute tasks, and other parallel processing tasks. And in the article, it states that AMD has decided to open source their software stack from the GPUs, and all of this is because of pressure from a company called Tiny Corp. Not sure if you know that.
No.
Know that company. They are known for the Tiny Box. It's an AI-powered server using AMD hardware. So yeah,
So really, they're just helping their client.
yeah, kind of, yeah. But I don't think they initially wanted to do it. At least, otherwise,
Well, I can imagine why.
why?
Because you're releasing lots of private source code to the world.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, well, I can imagine why, yeah. Because why not just give them the source code privately and not put it publicly?
Just this company, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, that could be an
because
option,
maybe
yeah.
there's some other reason of it, but maybe they were like, well, if you're going to give it to someone, well, might as well just put it open source.
Yeah, I don't know. I think open sourcing a software package does take a lot of energy after you open
Yeah.
source it, after you release it to the public. You're kind of responsible for keeping up with the development of the package as well.
Well, of course, but it's not some tiny package.
No, of course.
It's,
yeah.
I think, a big part of their GPUs.
Yeah, I think it's
Probably.
like a lot of like driver code as well. I
Yeah.
think.
So I think they will still maintain it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
only
absolutely.
in different place. So, and maybe it will give AMD some advantage in terms of NVIDIA versus AMD.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the goal. I think because Tiny Corp, this manufacturer, had some issues with the AMD machines, even though they are supposedly can be very good, can be very powerful for this AI machine. But now they had to develop the same unit for NVIDIA drive servers, GPUs as well. So yeah, I think that's there is some battle going on between Team NVIDIA and Team AMD, which is
So they have one box for AMD and one for NVIDIA.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's I'm not really familiar with this with the box, but it's not really the main issue of this. I think, but mainly by I think the important thing is the open sourcing. And
Yeah.
to me, well, when I think open source, I think, oh, that's good. Always. Is it always good?
Well, most of the time it is. But I can think of some case where it shouldn't, could not be, because it will show the competition how you are doing things. Like if NVIDIA is looking on like how this engine scheduler or whatever it was, how it works, then they can learn from it and improve their own engine, for example.
Yeah, but I think NVIDIA must do the same then, right? And if AMD is going to open source it, then
If it has some big advantage to open sourcing it, I mean, a lot of developers will probably look at it, see
Yeah.
how it works, and be very interested in.
And they might choose AMD now too.
Yeah, exactly. And also, AMD is also very popular with the Linux community.
Yeah.
And those are a lot of open source minded people, or how you would say it. So I'm quite curious how it will give AMD an advantage, or if it will even give them an advantage.
yeah, I think they're the reason why they are open sourcing it now, even though they apparently didn't want to before, was to give developers and researchers a better understanding and improving the algorithms that are used for this scheduling to make the GPUs like more efficient. And that, of course, enhances performance also for AI and graphics rendering. So I think it's an interesting one because, well, of course, you can if you read this code, you can't just copy paste it and you run it on NVIDIA's drivers,
No.
right? No, it's like very specialized code.
It's made for this hardware.
Yeah, it's made for this hardware, so you're gonna have to buy.
You're going to have to buy the hardware
anyway. Yeah,
to use the open source software.
yeah.
I think that might be an advantage to AMD. I did read in one of the comments of this article about AMD versus NVIDIA, where the argument was that a lot of young gamers get into AI developments and have a gaming PC using most likely an NVIDIA graphics card,
Yeah.
which kind of gets them into the NVIDIA ecosystem from a start.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
gives NVIDIA a big start, a big big head start.
Well, I don't think this is really tailored towards those kind of people because this
No,
is
but
more.
those are the people who eventually grow into.
Yes, but the open sourcing of this component because it's more of getting extra performance out of your hardware.
Yeah.
So really squeezing everything you can get out of this, for example, AMD card to improve your model, for example.
Yeah.
Or let it go run faster. And I don't think it's really
No, it's
tailored
not
toward-
not towards those people. That it would be a step for AMD to
yeah, maybe you get them
get a slightly bigger slice of
Pie.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I think historically NVIDIA has always been viewed as the better graphics card, but also the more expensive one.
Mm-hmm.
Because of course AMD is fighting two battles, one against NVIDIA, one against Intel.
Yeah, that has been going on for a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's been like decades.
Yeah,
And,
I worked in a computer store when the first AMD drop-in replacements for Intel processors were available.
Oh,
Were the cheaper versions of the Intel Pentium processors.
yeah.
Well, I do think they're winning that race towards Intel.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think since I started producing like the Ryzen lineups.
Yeah, but also in the server space,
Yeah,
also quite a lot
with the Epic,
with the Epic CPUs.
yeah.
Really.
they're really good.
Yeah.
Also, I think they are because they eventually like started to develop more towards like core counts. And NVIDIA just kind of stopped doing that. I mean, for consumer hardware, they always have like the Xeon lineup for servers anyway. But they really built a name for themselves in like the computer space.
Well, yeah, because there's in the desktop space, it's more about how fast is one single core instead of how many cores can you cram in one CPU.
Yeah, but I mean, they have this consumer. I mean, it's consumer grade. I think it's the Threadripper CPU.
Yeah, prosumer workstation.
Yeah, it's prosumer workstation, which has like I think 64 cores now.
Yeah, but compare that to a server CPU like an AMD Epic or something like that.
Yeah,
That's still very small.
yeah.
Some
yeah.
AMD Epic CPUs have I think 256
Yeah, yeah,
cores. So that's nothing. Well, it's still a lot, but
yeah. It's a lot.
comparing it to a server CPU, it's not much.
Yeah, that's true. But I think if you win in the consumer space, then eventually you will win in the server space as well.
Well, yeah.
I think it will trickle down.
Also, the price to performance with AMD is way better than Intel.
Yeah, I agree.
Intel CPUs are very expensive, and you get compared to AMD very little.
Yeah. I think they open up like more PCI Express lanes in their CPUs.
Yeah, that
support
as well.
more at least support more memory. Yeah, I think they're doing a good job. But NVIDIA has not been sitting still either. So and I still think that NVIDIA is like still a little bit more ahead at the moment.
Yeah,
especially now with the boom of AI, which is just tremendously helped NVIDIA now.
Yeah.
Just look at the stock market from the last 2 years; it's gone skyrocket.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting, and we will keep following it, of course. This source code is expected to be released at the end of next month in May.
Oh, okay.
So that's quite soon.
Yeah.
Something to talk about then.
Yeah, we have that's something to talk about, of course. Yeah. Then moving on to the next news article, which is that Google has started construction on a new data center in Belgium. It will be located in the Walloon area of Varchamps, if I pronounce that correctly. Google obtained the permit for the construction of the data center back in February, and they already start building now.
Oh, that's quite fast.
Yeah, it's quite fast indeed. They are not willing to delay anything at all, it seems. But they are expected to, for the next several years, they will invest $1 billion in the data center industry in Belgium. And at this location, they are planning to have like 3 facilities, at least 3 buildings. I think.
Yeah, that was depending on the news article. It was the 2nd or the 6th or
Yeah.
something in between.
I think one article mentioned it was the second.
I would say it's the 2nd location.
Yeah, the second location, but
Yeah.
the
and
sixth,
then the 6th.
the 6th building.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think that's a distinction that was made.
Do you know how many data centers will be built in Belgium?
I think they're planning on 3.
Okay.
Yeah, these are going to be 3 extra buildings.
Yeah, 3 buildings, which are expected to create about 400 jobs, which is a good thing, of course.
It's not just for the data centers themselves, right?
No. It's everything together. I think it's.
Well, that's not that many. I mean, how big are those data centers?
Oh,
I mean,
wait,
3
I
buildings,
think
so
I looked it up. Let me see here if I had something written. No, that's for a different site. It's a different piece of land. Yeah, they bought a piece of land of 36 acre of land in a place called La Louvière. But they do not have any plans for this yet.
Okay.
Or at least they haven't released any plans for this yet. But I'm not sure how big this current.
No, I did see that for a different type of size, they could get 200 to 300 megawatts of power for this location.
Wow!
Which is
and for context, how many megawatts do we have here in Meppel?
I don't think we are allowed to
disclose that.
The exact, but it's under 2 megawatts.
Yeah. Wow. And they're planning on using 300.
200 to 300, yes.
So probably it's going to be a bit bigger than here.
Yeah, depending on what they're going to do with it, but yeah.
But regardless of how difficult it is to build a data center, do you think this is a good development for Belgium or Europe?
For Belgium, I don't know. For Belgium, I know that the Walloon area in Belgium is more industrial focused still. So I guess this would be a good investment in that area, and for Europe as well. Yeah, I'm sure. Although it is all American owned.
Yeah, and that's kind of my problem with it.
I'm sure any money that gets made by this will not stay in Europe.
Yeah. Especially in an era where we want to do kind of everything ourselves. This doesn't seem like a logical step.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
And I do not want to promote our data center to be we should be the one able to build a very large data center over there.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of keeping everything within Europe.
Yeah. Of course, this is a data center or multiple data centers.
Yeah.
Mainly just to host Google's own services.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what they do. They have one in the Netherlands as well.
Yeah.
Which they wanted to expand, but eventually couldn't.
Yeah, there was
Groningen, I believe, and in Middenmeer.
Yeah.
There was one data center which was the size of one small town, right?
Yeah, you mean the one for Amazon
for Amazon?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the one that got denied.
Yeah, it got denied eventually because of too much backlash.
Yeah.
Because the data center facility would be bigger than the city it was next to, or town was next to.
And I think they had 40 people working there.
Total. 40 in total, which is crazy for the amount of space that you take up. And also they use subsidized funds for green power.
Yeah,
which also is not a very good thing. Yeah, it's I know Google is big and they do a lot of great stuff with Azure and everything. But
Azure is Microsoft.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Google Cloud.
Google Cloud.
Another one.
Well, it doesn't really matter what's because Middenmeer is also Microsoft owned.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but getting all these big data centers over here, it seems like it's getting too much a bit. At least that's the feeling that I have. But I'm not sure what you think.
I'm sure there's a demand for these services.
At least as they're not as big as a town, then I'm fine with it.
Well, I think if you place this data center in the Walloon area, it will be bigger than any town that's in that area. So
Yeah, I don't know. Liège is quite big.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But I'm curious to see what's power.
Yeah, I don't know what size it's going to be, but yeah, just 3 buildings for that amount of power seems like
Excessive.
yeah,
It's really excessive.
very excessive. Yeah,
I mean, a building can be
it's just going to be a space heater.
Well, they
Yeah.
have their own hardware, right? Their own custom-made servers and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe they have way more density than.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Than
true.
what we
That's
have.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
And probably all very high performing servers as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And very efficient cooling,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they always wanted to use like the water or something.
The local as in
Yeah.
to
Local
heat
water.
up the water with
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the dissipate your heat through the water.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, that would be a challenge with that amount of power.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You need an ocean,
Yeah.
which they also do apparently. Like data centers in the ocean.
Yeah.
As we talked about a couple episodes
Oh, yeah.
back. So is there anything you would like to add to this, or can we move on to the next?
I'd say let's move
Feel
on.
free.
All right. I think this is a really funny article. It's about AI, and it says the following: artificial intelligence. Oh wait, never mind. Let me read it again. Over 200 artists, including Billie Eilish and John Bon Jovi, are urging AI developers and music platforms to stop using AI in ways that harm artists' rights.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
quite interesting.
That's good.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
unpack that.
Because you said infringing on their rights.
Yeah, that harm artist
Oh,
rights.
their rights.
And I'm not sure what rights they are referring to. But
Yeah, I would say the rights issue is more about cloning voices or musical styles, maybe.
Yeah, I
Using
can imagine
AI,
that.
Then you would infringe on somebody's rights. But if you just create music using AI, which then gets a lot of radio play instead of other artists, yeah, I'm not sure. There's no right to get your music out.
no, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the same. Right. Huh.
Yeah,
Funny.
right.
Seems to me like more
right.
competition, right?
Yeah, right.
right.
No, but I think it's like just like when DJs started to pop up and were getting invited to like clubs
Yeah,
to play,
Yeah.
and there was no necessity for a band anymore.
yeah. It was just
Yeah, with just
a
one guy
machine
and
one guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of the same, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
Yeah. Everything moves on.
yeah.
You have to deal with it.
But I mean, I get if you would like say, well, the personality of music would like be gone. But to be honest, with current, and maybe I'm sounding very old right now. I mean, I am kind of old, but it's I lost it.
I mean, he was waiting for us to say, "No, you're not that old."
Yeah. I was waiting to get complimented
kind of
now, but
surprised.
no, but I was wanting to say is even today with like the current pop music scene, it all really seems very bland to me. At least I listen to it sometimes, and of course there are good songs released still. I don't want to be like a boomer, but I think if your music has like personality and is sort of how do you call it? Like a feel to it or something. I think none AI model would ever be able to compete.
I don't know.
But still, there are also, because even if there are many AI songs suddenly, people will still listen to like regular old music.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, people still listen to like 80s and 90s music.
Yeah,
So
I
that
think
will still
That's
stay.
true.
And I think
in
there
some
will
ways
just be
it-
a new genre of music instead of competing with directly with pop artists or something like that.
I think in some ways it's similar to the dance music in the 90s, where a producer made music on his computer and then someone was hired to do some vocals. I believe there is one lady who did like 80% of all the Euro house
Oh, yeah.
music and just got paid per gig, and that was it.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of similar to that, except now it can do all styles of music.
Yeah. But also kind of copy styles.
But I'm not sure it can invent new styles.
No,
Although probably in the future it will.
I don't think it can.
well,
Because
nowadays you need to take something to learn from it. But maybe in the future it can learn from itself, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah, possibly. Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think we can rule anything out, of course. But I still feel like the music that like tells a story, tells like like sets us apart from like just like a tune, you know. It has emotion behind it. It has a story behind it. It has so much other things behind it. Maybe some like a reason why this piece was created or something, which is also the story again. But I don't think an AI would ever be able to replace
I
that.
get it. Yeah. You have to, I recently heard a cover of Blackbird by the Beatles
Yeah.
by Beyonce,
Oh,
which was like the exact same backing track.
yeah.
Then except it was sung by Beyonce instead of by Paul McCartney. And I'm sure Beyonce is technically a much better singer than Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the
No, it doesn't hit the same. No.
No.
I can
Maybe you're
understand.
just used to...
Yeah, probably, yeah. But I liked the lack of technical ability of...
Yeah, it adds a lot of character.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And that's what I also noticed because when I was younger, I liked some bands, and I think everyone has like the same thing with their band that they liked when they was young. When you grow up, and the band grows up as well, but you always expect the music to kind of be the same, but also change a bit. And then now, no, they're too modern.
Yeah.
But I noticed something that's at one point when a band gets like really successful, it's the music gets really polished, and it kind of takes away all the edge.
Yeah,
and it makes it like less intriguing to me, at least.
Yeah.
And so I regularly only enjoy older albums from artists.
Yeah, because they have less resources to make,
exactly.
live
So
music.
it's like really maybe even like a one-stop recording or some other awesome stuff, and it's not like into the details produced, and that's a sound that I personally do not like. Apparently a lot of people do, because it happens still.
Yeah, most pop music is
it's
like
produced like that. It's like we need a hit single for this, so let's create a hit single. And they all have like I mean, it's already pretty much an AI model, I think, but then just thought up by people. So it's
at least optimized by AI.
Yeah. So I think well, there were a lot of artists that co-signed this. I
kind of understand it.
This letter
the
to
same as all these artists that were against Napster.
Yeah.
And then finally
exactly.
found a new way of distributing their music.
Yeah.
Which was easier than going to the shop and buying a CD.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then people were prepared to pay for this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that something will come out of this where they get paid for their work, for their creative inputs, even if AI is using their style or their voice. Or
I'm sure, of course. Yeah,
still people buy CDs.
Yeah,
and they cost even more than
or even vinyl.
Yeah. Like me, I buy vinyl a lot. I like it, even though I didn't grow up with vinyl at all.
Yeah.
Still, I like the big album covers.
People like the novelty of them and will pay even more than what they used to cost.
Yeah, they're crazy expensive.
Yeah.
I don't think
especially if you have high quality
complain about that.
No, of course. I did thought it was a bit funny though, because the executive director of the ARA, which is the Artist Rights Alliance, said that the threats of artificial intelligence are worsening already through working conditions for artists. And he states, working musicians are already struggling to make ends meet in the streaming world, and now they have the added burden of trying to compete with a deluge of AI-generated noise. And I think that's really funny because he kind of states that artists are getting paid not enough. And it's kind of his job to fix, right? I mean, he represents the artist, and of course, he's not the label, and maybe not like Warner Brothers or something. But still, there is a very big problem, and especially with because the deal that all these labels have with Spotify, and then the artist complains that they get like almost no money from Spotify. Like I think Taylor Swift was one of such cases.
Yeah.
That's because like the label, they took like 90% of
they
the
have
cut.
all the rights. Yeah.
Yeah, they have all the rights, and they just pay the artist like very little. So,
and this is not just a musician problem. This is
artists in general.
Not even artists. A while ago, I talked about this accounting firm. I don't remember the name. They were using AI to check all these.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I don't remember what the name was, but that was not to let all the official accountants do other stuff. That was just to get rid of some of the stuff.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the same in a lot of industry. Or if your work can be done by AI, whether it's a musician or an accountant or whatever, then it's probably going to be done by AI.
Yeah,
that is cheaper than regular stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Just because everywhere. So some people say, well, of course, some jobs will be like replaced or will be gone, but other jobs will like emerge.
Yeah, like prompt generator.
Yeah, maybe. But like if I don't really see that happening in this case because the jobs that AI can take over are so unrelated to what AI can generate.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what I feel like. It's I mean, if a text editor, like someone who writes news articles, loses his job because of AI, he cannot just started working for an IT company. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But it's good.
Well, I think it's the same thing as because many years ago you also had messengers. You don't have those anymore. At least in a different form nowadays, like a postman, for example. So even back then, you didn't have jobs like network engineer, for example.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean, could a postman just become a network engineer?
No, not really.
And I think
jobs will emerge.
Yeah, of course. But I think the shifts take like a couple of decades before. Well, first of all, like the job postman gets less popular, and then the other job gets more popular, and eventually, like old. Yeah, this sounds maybe harsh, but old postmen will like perish.
Yeah,
and new network engineers will be born. You know that. And it goes like it takes over gradually.
Yeah.
But I think this development with AI goes
really
way
faster. Yeah.
Way faster than that. And I think that could be quite a problem.
It takes more time to train a new network engineer.
Yeah.
Than to train AI to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
but also technology is also going quite fast. If you look at because most of the technology we have nowadays was only made in the last 30 years.
That's true.
So that also didn't happen in a single generation.
Yeah, of course. But I think like just like the wheel, for example, it was invented, but it still gets improved today. But it's still a wheel. Like
Still
a
the
phone
same concept.
Yeah, it's still the same concept. And of course, like a phone eventually we took like the big step to like smartphones, which we currently are. But there hasn't been much development in smartphone world since the introduction of the smartphone.
Mostly marketing.
Yeah, mostly marketing and
small improvements.
Yeah, and of course things get better like step by step and little bit by little bit. But these steps aren't like leaps. And I think AI is like a leap.
Yeah.
Into like a new thing, and it's of course scary for a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree.
And it sometimes scares me as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's it's on development, and it's something that we as a society should learn how to deal with.
Yeah, and quickly as well.
And quickly as well,
Yeah.
absolutely. So if you are afraid of losing your job because of AI, read into it and learn,
Mhm.
because
Become a network engineer.
become a network engineer. No, but I mean, you have to learn from AI, and you have to learn how to use it, and you have to learn
Yeah.
how to like cooperate with it, and only then I think you'll be prepared for what the future may
Yeah.
hold.
Yeah, that's a weird thing about this. That on the one hand, it's a thing that will take over your job, so you feel like you should have to fight it.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you should have to learn. You should learn how to work with it to create your own new job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and even I do the same. Even when I'm making videos, I always incorporate AI to do like a bit of polishing
Yeah,
on top of it. Yeah, it can be quite a handy tool.
yeah,
Especially
absolutely.
to-
Yeah,
Spark ideas, even, or it can do a lot. Of course. There was one other funny thing that I see. It's just like one little thing that I wanted to share with you. There was this whole list of artists and bands that also signed this letter to
yeah,
the AI industry, and it stated somewhere in the middle was Mumford and Sons members. I thought, but only some members apparently.
Okay.
So not all of the members of Mumford and Sons, but only some. So I guess the other people are okay with it.
I would say for Mumford and Sons, it would be a very easy to copy style.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like English folk music.
Yeah, yeah. I have now this one song in my head.
Yeah.
Don't know which one it is because, well, pretty much the same most. of them.
Can you sing it?
No. No, it's
Okay.
an instrumental version.
Oh,
I
okay.
happen to have in my.
It probably sounds like a pling-a-ling.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
banjo.
yeah,
It's and then some harsh English vocals
yeah.
on top of it. But yeah, I think to maybe like finish this off, I think artists should learn how to cooperate with it, and because AI is coming and coming faster than you might like,
hmm
but the development will not stop.
No.
And
I mean, who are you going to say no to?
yeah, that's right. Right?
It's
Yeah.
hardly going to. You're not going to stop development.
No, it's not going to
something
happen.
new.
I mean, you could theoretically like pursue or persuade companies to stop development, or at least delay development. But then you will get run over by the rest of the world.
You can delay it maybe, but
then one
you're not going
company
to stop
stops or delays.
Yeah, once the
And
one
other
company.
companies take over
Yeah.
all the stuff from that
Yeah.
one company.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's how it works, because the demand is there.
Yeah.
And the interest is there, and
and the business case is there, most
Yeah.
importantly.
yeah, absolutely, the money is there.
Yeah,
So, Katy Perry, if you're listening,
Too bad.
go deal with it. But yeah, I guess that's it for this week.
okay.
A bit short,
Yeah.
but
I'm not sure how long
you
we.
have more. You have more subjects.
no, not really. Well, we had one subject. Only it was a year or 2 years old.
That was a slightly older subject.
Yeah, so maybe for the listener, what I do to gather most of these news articles is I set up Google Alerts, and just set up a couple of topics that we are interested in about, and then I can just like scroll through them and select topics that I'd like. And there was this one topic that was published last week. I was going to incorporate it last week on the podcast, but I didn't have time to edit, so I wanted to do it this week. And it was like a DDoS attack for a data center. No, not for a data center, but for for the financial service in Germany.
Yeah.
For a bank, right?
Yeah, for a bank. Yeah, but it was not the bank itself. It was like
The service
server
for the banks.
Yeah, the service
Yeah.
for the banks. But it said it was posted a week ago, but then when you click the article, it's like 4 years ago now. So or 3 years. So we had to scrap that just before the podcast. So
It was prehistoric in AI terminology.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's see. I think it's a great timing. So I would like to thank Gijsbert and Bas for joining me today. And
You're welcome. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Well,
thank you very much.
Thank you for being here. And I hope you, the listener I'm speaking to right now, I hope you enjoyed this episode. You can watch and leave comments on our YouTube video and give us a follow on Spotify as well. We would really appreciate it. So thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.